everyone, and welcome to Sort of My Podcast number 71. My name is Vincent Herman, Vin The Human, and today we've got kind of a different episode for you. Due to some issues with the internet and my homestead, I wasn't able to write the show the same way as I normally do. I'm kind of running up my data, just putting this one together. I'm gonna sit outside of someone's house with a laptop to upload it, so the struggle is real, guys, and for that reason, we're going to be cutting some segments, but not our shout-out segment. I want to shout out this really awesome video I saw on YouTube, because essentially, I found this because I got the Spectacular Spider-Man theme song stuck in my head from that cartoon back in 2003, 2004, not sure, but in searching for it, I found this video where somebody cut together footage from Spider-Man PS4 with that theme song. It was really cool. Anyways, the YouTuber is I'll Be Darned, all one word. Check that out. I had a good time with it. I've been going down a rabbit hole with this whole theme song. And at the very least, I think I'm going to end up getting this thing stuck in you guys' heads. But moving on from there, let's talk about some trailers. We had quite a few different trailers come out, and one coming out of nowhere. Frozen 2 released a trailer. I'm not really sure what's going on in this movie, but I do know fall is coming. Yeah? You see what I did there? It seems Elsa is trying to exercise her powers a little bit in this. She's taking on some big waves for some reason. I'm lost as to what that's about. There's a lot more reindeer in this one, and Anna has a sword. Why does Anna have a sword? Did she have a sword by the end of the last one? Man, I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it. Anyways, it looks nice. Looks clean. I didn't expect anything wrong there. Again, I have no idea what's going on with this movie. I'm just going to wait for the other trailer to come out. We also got a new Aladdin teaser. It contains a lot of new shots from Agrabah. We get to see Jasmine. But most importantly, we finally get to see the genie. And honestly, I am pleasantly surprised. I was definitely expecting to be whelmed at best, but I think it looks pretty good. I enjoy the effect, and I think it works. I think Will Smith does a good job. It's like 2 seconds. It's 2 seconds, but from that, I get almost exactly what I expected to get. Is Will Smith doing Will Smith as the genie, much like we got Robin Williams doing Robin Williams as the genie. And that's exactly what it should be. Like, we can't expect him to do a big homage to Robin Williams. We can't expect him to try and emulate Robin Williams. Sorry. What other route does he have to go with this? He should just lean into being himself, and I think that's the right call. I think it's really going to work for this. I don't see why people are so upset about it. God, if you don't want to see the movie, don't see the movie and just watch the original. Shut the fuck up. And I'm not attacking people hating something. Like, I get that. I bitch about shit on this podcast. What I'm saying is, like, the preemptive attack, the outrage culture coming in for the kill or the attempted kill on this, and saying things like, you ruined our childhood, Robin Williams is rolling in his grave and shit like that. No, guys, no. And if there's anything outrage culture should be attacking here, it's Jafar. How is that getting a pass? That guy does not seem menacing at all. I remember Jafar being this, like, epitome of a villain. Like, that was one of my first, like, oh shit, that's a bad guy kind of roles. That's what he was for me as a kid. And now he's this kind of soft-spoken, he's just a skinny dude with a big hat. Cool staff, though. Cool staff, bro. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And another thing I don't know really anything about is Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy had a teaser comes out. It looks like a lot of dark fun with an apocalypse twist. I never read the original comics. I'm vaguely aware of it. And this trailer shows you a lot. Like, there's a lot going on in there, but for someone like me, it's not very inviting. It doesn't tell me what to expect, really. It doesn't introduce me to anything. It's just like, hey, here's the apocalypse. Here's a bunch of shots. And I bet they're, like, comic-accurate shots. I bet people who read The Umbrella Academy are fucking, like, are bursting at their pants seams with excitement boners. I don't know. It's not, the trailer didn't feel like it was for me, someone who is not familiar with the source material. So hopefully there's another one that's a little more inclusive. I'll be able to talk about it a little bit more, but from this standpoint, there's not really much here for me to dig into. However, I am very excited to dig into Justice League versus the Fatal Fives trailer. Wow, that was cool. I can't believe I missed that this is going to be from Bruce Timm and done in his animation style. That's awesome. That is always a big selling point for me. You put something in Bruce Timm style, I'm going to be there. You do a remake of like Steel Magnolias in Bruce Timm style, I'm number one in line. And not to say Steel Magnolias is a bad movie. I've actually never seen it. I'm just saying, like, there's a reason I've never seen it. Lack of interest. You put it in Bruce Timm style, you give my money. It seems the Justice League, they've really got their work cut out for them with the 31st Century's Fatal Five. It's going to be an animated epic, guys. Like, check this trailer out because there's so many little moments in it that it's hard to really dig things out. And again, I kind of wrote this episode on the fly off the top of my head memory of what I had seen way earlier in the week. I do dig that Miss Martian is going to be a big part of this. Mr. Terrific seems like he's going to be pretty prominent in the Justice League. There's a lot going on here. I'm excited for a Bruce Timm, Jessica Cruz. That's a really awesome idea. And most of all, I'm going to get to see this the day it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD because I've got the DC Universe app. Guys, I am not sponsored by them, I swear, but I love the app, I do. I'll always say that there needs to be a little better organization on the thing, but if you know what you're looking for, you just say like, oh, I want to find some Batman comics, just type Batman into the search bar, you know? There's a lot of great shows and movies, and now they're uploading any animated movie that comes out, it goes right on there, day one from the DVD release. So, I mean, that's awesome. It would have been a while before I saw Reign of the Supermen if it hadn't been for that. So, cool. Moving on from there, though, we got a trailer for the Child's Play reboot, and I would like to state this because I voiced my confusion on the show that I initially thought there was going to be a show. That was like the heavy news, and then all this movie news started coming out pretty hot and heavy, and I was like, okay, at some point they must have switched gears, I guess. No, it turns out they're doing both. There's a series coming out, which I guess is also a reboot, and then there's this movie, which is a reboot. So we're getting like two separate Chucky universes, I guess. But I both love and hate this trailer. I hate it because I have this misguided idealism of what childhood should be, and because of that, I hate when something innocent, like let's say a kid's attachment to a doll is ruined, especially when it's to an extreme degree. That being said, I love it because this trailer makes this movie look like it's going to be so effective in what it wants to do, which is like building suspense and to scare us in the most exciting ways. And there's not a lot of movies I get excited for because I think they're actually going to be scary. And I kind of have a high standard with horror. Or maybe I just have a base, this just needs to be good standard that most horror fans don't have. Like, I really don't get what it is about horror that keeps, like, horror hounds around, you know? Like, there are way more bad ones than good, guys. But this one looks like it's got some potential. It's hard to tell, but the trailer is effective, and I'm really hoping that this is going to go well. The show It remains to be seen. I honestly don't think this is the kind of thing that can survive in a series basis. I thought it was really weird that they were doing Scream as a TV show, although I guess that has more room to play with in that genre than a normally contained story like this. And now they're talking about doing Alien as TV. Guys, I get TV is in a renaissance, and it's like the place to be, but that doesn't mean everything has to be a TV show. That doesn't mean that's what's gonna save your franchise. Just make the damn thing good. Alien, there's a reason you're looking at TV, and it's not because nobody's going to the movies. And now we're gonna move on into the news. First, we're gonna start off with something a little sad. After over 14 years, 5,111 days, and 28 miles worth of exploration on the surface of Mars, NASA's Opportunity rover has been declared dead after a bad dust storm back in June 2018. And all I really have to say about this story is good night, sweet little robot prince. Man, you have done humanity proud. Thank you for all your hard work, you inanimate object that I am speaking to beyond the digital dead. And so, speaking of things that are dead or should be dead or terrible transitions, Rise of the TMNT is getting a movie on Netflix, an animated film based on the current Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show on Netflix. I'm sorry, on Nickelodeon is coming to Netflix. There's no release date yet, but God, this is just a bad idea. We reviewed the first episode of this show, so if you want to go date back and check that out, go for it. But needless to say, Alpha Spectre and myself, we were not fans. We were not nice to this thing. It's not good. And I cannot believe they traded in that other show for this one, but I guess that's cartoon turnover for you. Anyways, there's not much more to say about this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles property, but there is a ton to be said for a TMNT Batman crossover. Yes, we live in this world. The voice cast includes Tom Kenny as the Penguin, John DiMaggio as Mr. Freeze, and Tara Strong as both Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. There were a bunch of others, but these are the ones I could remember. I also know whoever is playing Batman is also going to be playing the Joker, which I guess is the first time that's ever been done, so pretty cool. Okay, interesting. But, I mean, we're talking about Batman meeting the Ninja Turtles in a cartoon, guys. This is big shit. And I know, there are comic books, and I own 2 runs of them. I did not get on the ground floor of Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. I'm going to be picking up the hardcover collected edition eventually. But yeah, and those were good. I enjoyed them. I'm not crazy about the art style in Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That first one, not the one that is, I guess, the animated series meets the Nickelodeon cartoon, which was perfect and my favorite of the 3, even though I haven't read one of them. But those were great, and now this is going to be a thing, and I can't wait. It's ridiculous that this can be a thing. Like, I mean, is this really real? Like, 10-year-old me would not know what to do with this information, would not be able to handle this information, and I'm barely hanging on. You could probably hear that. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to be watching that news like a hawk. I can't wait for that to come out. Fuck, maybe that'll be on the DC Universe app too as soon as it comes out. Doesn't matter, I'm gonna buy it. But that is not the end of Bat news that we have, guys. Batwoman has cast its major villain. Rachel Skarsten has been cast as Alice in the newest addition to the Arrowverse, Batwoman. In this iteration, Alice will be the leader of the Wonderland gang and is actually intended to have like a Batman-Joker type relationship with Kate Kane, or Kat Kane, or however you want to say it. I say Kate Kane. Anyways, For those of you who haven't read Batwoman's arc in Detective Comics before the launch in New 52, I can't remember exact issue numbers right now, but it can't be that hard to find. I highly suggest you check that out. It is a fantastic story. But for the fear of spoiling the comic, which is, more forgivable because it's been out for years, or even worse, the show that might be coming up, I'm not going to say what it is, but Alice has a fascinating and tragic origin that I really hope we get to see realized in the show. Either way, Ruby Rose in this role just stole the show in episode 2 of the Elseworlds Arrowverse crossover, and I am more ready than ever for a Batwoman TV show. Forget the fact that, it really shouldn't have taken this long to get any Bat family show off the ground. Taking what you can get, this is more than what we could have asked for so far, and I'm very excited about it. And a lot of people are excited about this next story too. Apparently, there's a Kung Fu Hustle 2 in the works, and this I would have expected to come out years ago. Wow, they are late to the party on this one, but I guess with no shortage of fans, because, man, this news started blowing up day one, and I'm seeing it all over my feed still, and you know how quick the internet turns over on something. So, I never really saw the first one. I sat down to watch it. Honestly, I can't tell you what I did that distracted me from the movie. Maybe I fell asleep, maybe I decided to do something else, maybe I was playing on my phone, or I had a Game Boy or DS or whatever have you, but I sat down, watched it, got disinterested, and started doing something else, whatever that might be. And yeah, that's where I'm at with the movie. I've never sat down to check it out again. I might give it a fair shake again, but I don't know. And it's not like it's not my cup of tea. It's comedy, action, kung fu action. I love all three of those things, but yeah, this just didn't work for me. I'll take Kung Pao any day. Something that definitely would work for me, though, is the subject matter of our next story. Apparently, Hulu's senior vice president, Craig Erwich, expressed an interest in reviving the canceled Netflix Marvel shows. Just to remind you, that includes Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Daredevil, with, Punisher and Jessica Jones probably on the chopping block too. It's very surprising that they haven't announced the cancellation of the Punisher yet, so that's weird. But this is actually not impossible, as it was pointed out to me in the comments on our Sort of My Comics page, because my initial reaction was, this isn't gonna happen. There's no way. It's nice to dream. It is possible because Disney is going to own a 60% stake in the streaming platform due to that Disney-Fox merger coming up. So does that definitely set it in stone? No. I mean, it would be a weird transition. I'm sure Hulu would probably want to start from the ground up with this kind of thing. Although, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time something jumped from one place and continued on another platform. I mean, look at Supergirl, a highly popular show now. Started on CBS? Pretty sure it was CBS. CBS or ABC, one of the two. Maybe it was TBS. Can't remember. But it started on one of those acronym channels. And got canceled in its first season and picked right up where it left off by being bought up by the CW, and now it's thriving. So this could happen. I mean, crazier things have happened. Guys, we're getting a Batman Ninja Turtles animated movie. There are no shortage of possibilities to what fans can get. So here's hoping. I really hope that happens. I have Hulu, so if that is the way it goes down, I'm all about it. You're already getting my money. I will gladly give more for this. No, hold on. Just in case anyone at Hulu is listening, please keep my rates where they are. I'm already signed up for the highest tier. Let's not push it. But on to our last story. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Danai Carrera? God, I'm bad at names. Anyways, Michonne from The Walking Dead. She's going to be leaving the show in the currently running 10th season, which is weird that this is becoming news now. But what's worse is with Rick and Maggie gone, she actually has been becoming a figurehead of the show, and there's no one with real potential to fill her shoes. I wouldn't even say Jesus. But my thoughts on this are essentially that this is going to kill the show for me. They just got started with the Whispers. Michonne was really one of the last people I was interested in that kept me around for the show. I mean, Negan is he's not as compelling as he was when he first started on the show. Judith actually has a lot of potential there, but she's still too young, so there's really nothing to be done with her in a big important role yet. I don't know, guys. I've hung around this show for a long time because I really do believe in the quality of it. And I think that's because I see in it what is intended to be seen. I feel like a lot of people get bored with the show because they expected more action. It started out a lot more heavy and zombie-like and horror elements. And what people didn't realize, especially if they didn't read the comics, is that it was never meant to stay that way. This is a human survival story. It's supposed to focus on the quiet moments. It's supposed to focus on the establishment of a political governing system. It's supposed to focus on defending yourself against those who would come to harm you. And eventually, of course, they're going to come up with a way to deter herds, and they're not really going to care about this odd zombie over here, this odd walker over there. Oh, here's 3 or 4 walkers, whatever. Let's just keep going because we don't need to deal with them. We don't need to waste time or energy. We've got things to do. We're building the world again. And so the threat becomes people. And that is what the show has done. And I don't think people understood that. At least a lot of people, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone got that, and it really is just a bad show, and I can't see it. But with this going down, though, man, is it worth sticking around? I really don't know. I'm struggling to keep up with a lot of the shows that I really, really love, and if I'm sitting here going like, yeah, well, man, ever since that last Rick episode, I haven't really cared about what's been going on. Judith has been the only thing interesting to me. So, yeah, this may be the exit point for me on this show, which is sad. I've stuck around for a decade. It's crazy that I'm going to hang it up now. I usually never give up on a show. So, yeah, we'll just have to see how this plays out. Maybe I'll give it a few more episodes. If it doesn't tug at me and keep me interested, then, yeah, I'm going to jump off. Again, though, guys, I did say we were going to have to cut a few segments, one of which is phone booth news. I could not properly write the phone booth news without the internet, without being able to look at the stories and be able to condense them down in a way that I feel that I could get all the information that needed to be known out in a quick and somewhat concise manner, given the fact that I screw up every time. So I'm probably gonna recycle a lot of it and try and put it into the next episode if this whole internet thing gets worked out. We'll just have to wait and see. And similar thing for Fallen Heroes. We actually had a few Fallen Heroes this week, but I really like to give those who leave us their due, and I didn't feel like I could do that under my current circumstances. So again, I'm going to do my best to recycle those. Like, if too much time passes, I may have to pick and choose, especially if, God forbid, we lose more people. But that is where we're at right now. So no, we will not be doing the phone booth news. We will not be doing our Fallen Heroes segment, but we can get a little caught up together, guys. This is the part of the show where I like to let you in and let you know what I'm getting caught up in, and hopefully open a dialogue with you guys down in the comments. First off, I am finally 100% legitimately going to start watching NXT. Once the internet's back up, I've already added it to my Hulu queue. I had been watching some matches on WWE Network. There was an especially good one between who was it, Natalya and Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. Wow, it was good. It was during an NXT takeover. I think it was in 2014. Actually, I definitely know it was, because the match I watched before it was a Natalya match on SmackDown from 2012. And wow, the difference in Natalya's ability between 2012 and 2014 is astounding. Like, I couldn't believe that I was bored by a Beth Phoenix Natalya match in 2012, and turn around, I watched that championship match, and those women just stole the show. They blew that whole crowd away. They blew me away. It was cool, and that has finally sold me. I should have done it sooner. People keep telling me I need to watch NXT. I'm finally going to watch NXT. I'm going to find a way to squeeze that one in. I mean it this time, for real. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, I had been getting carried away with Spectacular Spider-Man's theme song, and this actually ended up making me want to put together a mix CD of all of the great theme songs that you could actually sit down and listen to. Like, if you were to put these on in your car, you would listen to them gleefully, maybe sing along to them and stuff. And so I finally did it. I finally got them all together, and I curated it too. I put everything in a very specific flow, the way I wanted the CD to rise and fall. And I burn it, and it's successful, and I get in the car the next morning to go to work, and I'm like, fuck, I'm so excited to listen to this. I pop it in, error disc, god damn it. And I don't know if the problem's with my laptop, or if it's with the CDs I'm using because they're old or something, I don't know. But yeah, oh man, and I should have saved that project too. Oh, wow. And isn't it funny how when you put that much effort into something, you get so excited, and then you have that big fall, and then it just kills your passion for it. Like, I feel like I'm going to get back there. Something's going to spark it again, and I have all the tracks ready to go. But yeah, to put that effort in, and I squeezed that in at the end of my day because I just wanted to listen to it so bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to try it again until I'm sure of what the problem is here, though. So I'm gonna have to get some new CDs and see if the problem still persists. And if it is, it's my laptop. I'm also still trucking along with my MCU marathon. Me and the kids are in phase 2 now. We just finished Thor: The Dark World, which actually has some moments, some decent moments that I had totally forgotten about. And I mean totally forgotten about. I'm telling you, I know I've watched this movie. I went and saw it in theaters, and the only thing I could remember, the only thing that felt familiar was the end fight scene, and only because there's like this big black tornado type thing. And that was it. That was all I got from it, that I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's familiar. Otherwise, it was like I was sitting down and watching a totally new MCU movie I'd never heard about before, but had been around for years. It is better than I think it gets. No, it's not. It's boring. I don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think it's terribly structured, but it's just boring. Who cares? And Thor is a bummer, because in the first movie you see those comedic elements that you could understand would build into Thor Ragnarok, and knowing that there's a second film in between those, You would expect that one to be even funnier than the first. You expect to see Thor a little more comedically, not as comedically driven as Ragnarok. But anyways, I'm rambling. But my point is that there are moments in that movie that are MCU worthy, but just moments. That's it. Otherwise, it's boring, and Kat Dennings is going 100% Kat Dennings, and it's not a good thing. We've got about 13 more movies to go in this thing, and that's actually including Captain Marvel, before I feel like I'm ready to go watch Avengers Endgame. It's not like I've forgotten. It's just I want to experience it all again, because here we are. We are leading into Endgame, aptly titled because this is the Endgame for the MCU as we've known it. After this, things are going to change, guys. Big role changes are coming. I mean, we've still got a Spider-Man movie. We've still got a Black Panther movie and another Doctor Strange movie and even a Black Widow movie, although I'm pretty sure that's going to jump back and not be a continuation of the MCU, just building on the 10 years that are already there. Yeah, we're going to see some new faces, and people like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers and probably even Thor are not going to be as prevalent, if ever again, in the MCU movies. So I am so excited to keep going with this, and the next movie on my slate, because I'm watching in chronological order, the way you should watch the MCU movies as they've been presented. The next one on the slate, Captain America: Winter Soldier. Fuck yeah, I'm so excited to watch that one again. It's not like I haven't seen it since it came out in theaters, but it's just such a good movie, and it's the Russo brothers who have been just killing it for Marvel. So yeah, real excited for that. And last thing I'm going to talk about, guys, I'm actually getting caught up on Detective Comics. I just finished up 992 last night, and I even had to shout out an awesome Shadow homage in Detective Comics number 27. If you're not familiar, that is the first appearance of Batman. And this was actually in the pages of issue 991 from artist Carmine Di Giandomenso. I think I got close. I'm sorry if he ever listens to this. I posted it on the Sort of My Podcast Instagram and the Sort of My Comics Facebook page, and he actually on the Facebook page showed it some love, so that was really cool. I've been enjoying this Deface the Face arc for its detective elements, but I feel like a lot of the Batman dialogue is like way off. He's too quippy and chill with the villains, especially Two-Face. It's weird. It's very weird the way Batman is written, but the detective story is well paced, and I think maybe it's an issue longer than it should be, because I'm ready to wrap this one up. I think I just finished part 5, and maybe the next one's a conclusion. I don't know. I think it's too long, but it's been good, and I'm doing this so I can run headfirst into issue 1000 when it comes out, not be an issue behind. I want to get that book in my hands, and I want to read it right then and there, but I probably have to wait like a day or two or whatever, but I want to be able to review it for you guys right here on the podcast. And that's it. Guys, like this episode if you liked it. Subscribe if you loved it. You're checking this out somewhere. While here, why not comment your thoughts on any of today's stories or trailers? Let me know what you guys are getting caught up on. What shows you've been watching, comics you've been reading, just things that you're doing in general. Let's talk. Share your love by sharing this, and hit that bell on YouTube for updates on new episodes. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those links are in the description below. My name's Vincent Herman, Vin The Human. What do we do for this one? Cue that lack of a transitional outro music.